can't believe how small it is.
Yeah, but it gets the job done.
Trust me when I tell you this, the Metal Gear series is nothing like anything you've ever played, especially MGS3 Snake Eater, which is considered by many to be one of the greatest games of its generation, with great gameplay, amazing graphics for a PS2 game, an extensive lore and movie-like storytelling created by none other than the man himself, Hideo Kojima. The game starts and it's the year 1964. Our main character, Naked Snake, real name John, who's a CIA agent, performs the first Halo jump in history to infiltrate the Soviet Union. On the ground, I start punching the air and I run in circles to familiarize myself with the controls. I find two snakes and I kick them out of existence, after which I eat them, officially starting my mission to eat all the snakes in the Soviet Union. I mean, it says right there on the title, I'm the Snake Eater. Actually, I'm just kidding. Eating snakes is just for fun. The reason we are here is to save some rocket scientist named Sokolov, who wants to defect to the US. I recover my backpack from a tree, I kick another snake and I go deeper into the jungle. I reach a swamp and here I shoot some crocodiles with my tranquilizer gun and I start chopping them up with my knife. Very unrealistic if you ask me. Not the fact that I'm chopping up sleeping crocodiles with a knife, but the fact that we are even in a jungle with crocodiles in Russia. There is no jungle in Russia. Trust me, I googled it. Please correct me down in the comments if I'm wrong. After that I strip off some clothes because my balls was hot and I continue on. Up ahead I encounter the first enemies. I put one of them to sleep and the next one I try to hold him at gunpoint, but I fail and now all of them are alerted about my presence. I dodge roll into one of them and I knock him out. So that's what I do to all of them. Like, who needs guns when you have a dodge button? Next up I shoot a hornet's hive down from a tree, which triggers the guards of the area to run away. And after I almost slip 2 times to my death, I find an assault rifle. But because I took too long, the guards came back and a gunfight started. I lose the gunfight because even though I may look like Rambo, I'm definitely not Rambo. My name is Eugene. I finally reached the place where Sokolov is held captive. I once again try to sneak unnoticed, putting 2 guards to sleep, but unfortunately I get spotted once again, making me feel like I am not the right man for this job, since this was supposed to be a sneaking mission, and from the beginning it has been anything but stealthy. As I said in my last video, I suck at stealth games. Please leave a comment on how I can improve my stealth game. I crawl under the building and out of frustration I stab not 1 but 2 snakes and a mouse. Please don't tell Pira about my activities. I actually really love animals. I have 2 cats. Please leave a like if you also love animals. I spot some pairs of legs and I treat them to a grenade. I get out and after another 2 wacky grenade throws, I manage to run and I find a hiding spot where I wait like a good boy for the guards to call off the search and I enter Sokolov's room. And after this point what follows is basically 1 hour of cutscenes and dialogue. I will try to put in short everything that happened. So Snake talks with Sokolov and finds out that the KGB is holding him prisoner so he could build the Shagohod, a big tank that shoots nuclear missiles. Practically a Metal Gear. Outside of that room we encounter Major Ocelot, a member of the group forces that also want Sokolov for themselves, a character that appears in almost every single Metal Gear game. He tries to stop us, but Snake knocks him out. On the way back on the bridge, we encounter the boss, a woman that is Snake's mentor, the Cobra unit, a bunch of freaks that fought alongside the boss during World War II, and Colonel Volgin, who's also a member of the group and the main antagonist of this game. They snatch Sokolov and the boss tells Snake that she defected to the Soviet Union and that she joined forces with Volgin, after which she throws Snake off the bridge. Snake survives and in this scene we see the boss reaching her hand out to Snake and Snake doing the same thing, hinting that there might be more to this situation than meets the eye. After that Volgin shoots a nuclear missile in his own country, trying to start a war by blaming this attack on the US. And roll the intro. Snake Eater! I'm also talking over this. Konami, please don't copyright claim me, thank you. 2 weeks later, Snake is once again sent into the Soviet Union, but this time besides having to save Sokolov, we also have to destroy the Shagohod and eliminate the boss to prove the United States' innocence in all of this. We once again meet with the boss and she gives our butt cheeks a good old spanking, but she lets us leave. After that, 2 soldiers show up, and because my only weapon is a knife, this time I really gotta try to go unnoticed, and of course that doesn't happen, but at least I finally managed to grab a guy and choke him out, and there is nothing a good old dodge roll can't fix. Next up, back at the bridge, I managed to do something I never thought possible. I grab this guy, I take him out, and I accidentally throw him off the bridge, and I clear the area without ever alerting the guards. Even though there was only that one guy, I think I deserve a round of applause. Thank you, thank you. I reached the building we infiltrated earlier, and here we were supposed to meet with an agent named Adam, but instead a woman named Eva shows up and says that Adam couldn't make it.
The name's Eva.
Delicious.
We get surrounded by the Ocelot unit. Eva leaves and I hide under the bed, from where I start throwing stun grenades. After I stun them all, I do the very honorable act of shooting all the knocked out enemies in the head to make sure they won't be waking up anytime soon. Ocelot shows up holding Eva hostage, but once again he gets his ass handed to him and he runs away. Eva also leaves, and next up I reach a lake where I kick some more snakes and I take a swim with the crocodiles. After that I once again get in a shootout with the enemy. The other day I was watching a video about MGS3 and the guy in the video said that Konami should make a first person shooter game based on how good the first person shooting is in MGS3. I don't know what that guy was smoking, but whoever's idea was to still use the square button to shoot and the left stick to aim in 2004 needs to be put on the Nuremberg trials. I reach this enemy base, I put one guard to sleep and I start sneaking. At this point I'm not even trying anymore. In the next area Ocelot shows up. And he does this for some reason. And the first boss fight of the game begins. Fun facts about Ocelot: he's actually Adam, the agent we were supposed to meet with instead of Eva, and he is the son of the boss and of the Sorrow, a member of the Cobra unit. Ocelot was born during World War II on the battlefield, and shortly after birth he was taken away from the boss, and he doesn't know that she is his mother, and the game doesn't make it clear if she knows that Ocelot is her son. The fight is quite an easy one. All I have to do is drop these hornet hives on his head and blast him with my AK, and maybe throw a grenade or two. The fact that I am a big pussy and I play on normal difficulty also helps a lot. After the fight is over, a swarm of hornets appear and they push Snake to jump into this chasm, and we ended up in this cave. I'm pretty sure I was supposed to find a fire torch somewhere, but I never did. I did eventually manage to find my way through the darkness. After that I found a shotgun, I stabbed a bunch of crabs, and besides that not much really happened in this area. Until I arrived in this larger section of the cave that's filled with water. And here waiting for us was the Pain, a member of the Cobra unit.
I am the Pain.
And the game throws us straight into another boss fight. He kept filling my screen with hornets, but very conveniently I had a bunch of bug spray in my inventory, and after I managed to drain about half of his health, he takes his mask off. Ew, well, the Pain is definitely a pain to look at.
Why are we still here? Just to suffer?
He uses the Shadow Clone Jutsu and covers himself with bulletproof hornets, but fortunately for me he sometimes decides to come out of his cover and I just blast him with my AK and he explodes. I start to make my way out of the cave and I arrive into a swamp. Here are a bunch of guards patrolling on these hovering thingies. The most sci-fi shit I've seen so far in this game. I thought that swimming underwater will be enough to go unnoticed, but this game is way more complex than that. They spot me and they start shooting and throwing grenades at me. For the time being I'll be leaving at that. The MGS games are some of my favorites of all time, and if this video does well, I'll be definitely continuing this one. So if you wanna see more, please leave a like, subscribe, leave your opinion down in the comments, and I hope to see you in the next one. Goodbye.